Welcome back, Dr. Matt here. So the holidays are upon us, and I want to let you know, the holidays are not a time for dieting. They are a time for us showing ourselves that we are actually in control of how we do life, what we put in our mouth, how active we are. And you can enjoy, some of the favorite holiday treats, favorite holiday traditions that you may have, your family may have, without just throwing in the towel when it comes to your health. Because the deal is, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, those are 3 days out of the year. There's 362 other days out of the year to accumulate health, and you can actually accumulate health by enjoying goodness, enjoying dessert. The other day a patient told me that they're just a fatty, but this was a lie. This patient is actually quite healthy and has amazing lab values. However, if we hold in our mind that we are a fatty, we're going to have a tendency to going and falling in line with a fatty lifestyle. We will overconsume, we'll pass on the walk, after dinner, we'll grab an extra glass of wine, or maybe we'll restrict ourselves excessively. Can't have this, can't have that, can't do this. We'll say things like, I gotta go burn off those calories before I eat this, or I gotta go burn off those calories after I eat this. We'll spiral into guilt because we ate a dessert. None of this is profitable. And it surely will not give you the life of health, vitality, vigor. That is the life of a health accumulator. You're not going to get food freedom that you desire. So I suggest deciding in advance that you're going to enjoy the holiday season like never before. The deal is, like I mentioned earlier, feasting on Christmas Day, feasting on Christmas Eve, feasting on Thanksgiving. That is not the problem. That is not what gets us into crazy health situations. Those are 3 days out of the year. What takes us out of a health accumulation mode is the 3 to 4 month window that we often slide ourselves into via, overindulging, not having a plan, not sticking to the plan, and talking about how we'll get back to that or back on that health bus tomorrow. That is where we get in trouble related to health and not, living in our desired health state. So I got 5 patterns, 5 things that can help you make this holiday season fantastic and make it feel like, what, I'm accumulating health this season. It's happening for me. It happened for me. So the first thing, and if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss this health accumulation opportunity. Number 1, though, is know your boundaries. It's not going to work out very well if you wait till the meal, the dessert, the alcohol, the late night. Wait until those things are upon you to decide what you're going to do related to them. What kind of boundaries you're going to have on your path to health accumulation. Make your decision now. Decide now. This is what I'm going to do related to that. This is how I'm going to handle this situation. This is how I'm going to respond. What are you going to do when presented with a tempting food or drink that, is just not, doesn't have any health opportunity wrapped up in it? How often we say, I just had to eat this or that. We don't have to eat anything. We don't have to do anything. 100% of the time, it is our choice. Unless you're you're confined to a jail cell or something. For instance, a choice I've made for years is not to eat any store-bought desserts. I enjoy my wife, my sister, my mom's desserts, say on Thanksgiving, but extended family, if they bring a Costco pie or, Fred Meyer cookies or, I don't know, Chips Ahoy, those might taste good, and I've tasted a lot of those in my lifetime as a kiddo, but I recognize they're loaded, with excess sugars, corn syrups, weird flavoring agents, preservatives, hydrogenated oils, which literally I just don't participate in that as a health accumulator. And this is not a Thanksgiving thing, this is a life thing. And I think we would all do well if we considered what is our life boundary and enjoy the holidays. All right, so next thing, number 2, is watch out for those liquid sugars. These babies can pile up in a hurry. I'm talking alcohol, maybe apple cider, other juices, Martinelli's. Liquid sugars spikes your insulin and is far less satisfying than eating actual food or actual dessert, like chomping on it. That requires chewing. Liquid sugars, they also tend to paralyze our immune system, paralyze, immune cell activity, making us more susceptible to getting sick, which really puts a damper on the holidays. Say you're going to have some alcohol, or have some wine, or having some apple cider, not vinegar, but just straight of apple cider. All the vinegar, you can have all the vinegar you want. What if instead of having it, straight off the bat, when you walk into the party, go to the gathering, you had some carbonated water or straight up water, or you got a glass of tea. And then once you were into the gathering a little bit, everyone's already had their drink or two, then you actually poured your own drink at that point. Instead of being the first one, you're down the road. The thing is that law of delayed gratification, it is a force, a massive force for health accumulation. I would put it to use all day long when it comes to the holiday season. All right, number 3, be the last one to start eating your meal. I've talked about this before, but there's these cool studies showing that people are significantly more satisfied, get more satiation from their meals, and they end up eating less overall, which most of us feel better if we don't just like bludgeon ourselves with food, if they allow others to go fill their plate up first and begin eating before they actually start partaking. So consider being the last one in line to fill your plate, or be the one engaging in conversation and learning about a family member or a friend's latest adventure while others are getting their plates prepared, or while others have started eating. You can be sitting there at the table, not to make it weird or awkward, but maybe you just I'm just gonna wait till people have eaten a little bit. I'm gonna do some talking here, and then I'm gonna start going for it. Along with this, when you do eat your food, consider starting with vegetables or protein or meat first, and then go to the starchy items or the higher sugar items, the higher carbohydrate items, because this can actually help slow down that blood sugar, that insulin spike related to food ingestion. And that's going to make it so you feel more satisfied, you just feel better overall, your energy's better the rest of the day, you're less likely to feel like, oh my goodness, I got all these cravings. All right, so number 4, got to stay hydrated. Hydration. Many dishes and desserts over the holiday season are dehydrating, and they're pulling water from us. And dehydration makes it harder for us to make the decisions we want to make related to food, life in general. Dehydration also increases cravings, it decreases satiation from food. And even worse, dehydration also makes us more prone to illness. And I cannot stand being sick or having my family members sick over Christmas, over Thanksgiving, New Year's, on vacations. It's just no fun because it just bogs everything down. All right, number 5, you gotta know your weaknesses. And if you know your weaknesses, you can play to your strengths. So if food or sugar addiction is something that has run over you in the past, or maybe it's still running over you, you're like, man, I'm trying to get up out of this, the food addiction is still on top of me, then it's going to be paramount that you find other ways to create dopamine surges during the holidays, because there's a lot of potential for emotional distress related to all kinds of experiences in the holidays, and we don't want to make food our go-to, because indulging in food in a reward-seeking behavior will very likely send us spiraling down a pathway of continual indulgence and really put a wrench in our health accumulation story. And right now, we're trying to use the holidays to make it a blissful time, a nostalgic time, a time where we look back like, man, that was moving forward time. That wasn't backtracking. So also consider that for many of us, the holiday season allows for a little bit of free time. More days at the office, more days not at the office, from 8 to 5. And with that free time, what if we started, say, a walking routine? What if we called up buddies and, hey, you want to go for a walk? What if we put a pull-up bar in our garage and started our journey to that one pull-up a day? What do you think? What if we called up our friend or family member we haven't talked to forever, and we said, you know what, let's reconnect. What's going on, man? How's life going? What if we started a unique tradition with our family this year? Making the holiday season truly memorable in a positive way. It has so much to do with getting out, stepping outside of that go, 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 busy, 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 and instead making purposeful decisions for our own health, and even those we're an influence over for our family. So I would highly suggest, give it a try, experiment with yourself, See what it's like, this holiday season to say, what am I being pumped about come January 2nd? How am I going to help myself move forward here? How can I take this time, this opportunity for a little bit, a few extra hours, to do stuff to help myself? How can I utilize that to serve me and to serve those around me? I think you'd find that, wow, that was pretty awesome. And I enjoyed some dessert in the process. All right. If this is valuable to you, please like, subscribe, send it to a friend, empower somebody out there to accumulate health. And I would be so grateful if you let me know what your journey is related to the holiday season, how you go about it, things that you've tweaked, changed up, or things that you do specifically that make the holiday season that much more meaningful and help you just enjoy it. All right, I'm Dr. Matt. I'll talk to you guys and gals later.